The son lived at home with dad in honor, in glory, in respect, in dignity, in success, in everything good. But the son, according to his way of perception, he came to his senses and said, there is one thing missing in my life. I don't have freedom. My dad controls my life. I'm suffocating. Even though he is making me live like a king, but it's not enough, because what I want is what I don't get from my dad. So therefore, I will ask my dad to release me, and in pursuit of my own freedom, the way I define it, the way I see it, the way I perceive it, like so many millions of young men and women of the 21st century. Why do they leave home? Because they are all leaving in pursuit of freedom. Freedom. Why are they disobedient to their parents? Because they wish to do things their way, not God's way. And what happens as children, as siblings? What happens when we choose to do things our way, not God's? From the house of my father, from that glory, I'll end up in the pig's field, in the core of filth and sin. Absolute destruction. From the son to a slave, from a king to an absolute nothing. Pigs doing it better than me. So many young men and women that I have met in my life went out in the hope they will achieve what their desire is, their heart's desire is. But they ended up destroying their life, hurting themselves and hurting their families. Because my beloveds, we need to acknowledge, we need to confess, we need to profess that there is one mighty God who art in heaven, the creator of everything that is visible and invisible. Big Bang is not what created you. What created you, his name is Elohim, Yahweh, Ahiyah, Asharahiyah, El Shaddai, Yeshua, Emmanuel, Ammanuel. This is the one who created you. This is the one who created you. So when we walk away from this Heavenly Father, from our true divine God, we will end up in a far-off country. A far-off country meaning living in sin. Because when we distance ourselves from God, we are living in sin. Because God is holiness, and outside of holiness is nothing but sin. God is light, and outside of light is darkness. Therefore, my beloved, darkness is not a creative thing. God created light, not darkness. You ask scientists, what can you measure? They will say we measure the speed of light. Because light is created, but darkness isn't. Then how did this darkness come about? Darkness is the absence of light. And what is hell? The absence of love. What is hell? The absence of love. And God is love. You walk away from God, you're walking away from love, the source of life. And if you don't have this love in you, you have no life. Therefore, what is left in you is hell, which is the absence of love that makes life possible. So the son went out. Like so many people go and say, I want to live my way. I will not accept anyone dictating to me on how I should live. Well, let me see, my dear friend, what are you going to do when you do it your way, outside of God's protection and direction? The beginning will be good, but the end will be evil. This is the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. That tree is me and you. God said, don't ever, Adam, whatever you do, don't ever rely on yourself. by yourself. Because if you do that, your beginning is good, but your end is 100% is evil.